Good morning, good morning, good morning. Today's a good day. We have enough forms to do one column. We have concrete, we have our air compressor, we have our rammer, we have everything we need. All we gotta do is set these forms up, make sure they're level, and we can begin making rammed earth columns. So, good stuff. Here we go. There. Good? Yep. And then we get to do the fun thing. We get to nail them to the concrete. So, this is called a ram set. You basically take one of these blank 22 cartridges, you stick it in there, cock it forward, take one of the nails, and stick it like that. Stick it down with whatever you're gonna hit, pull the trigger, and it goes boom, and that little nail goes through whatever is in front of it. So let's try it, see what happens. Go! That was so cool! It's even smoking! This is my new favorite toy! Ready?
Yeah. We have 4 sides.
Looks like a rammed earth form to me. It's very similar to concrete forming. So essentially what we have is our little concrete column formed up right here. The reason we overbuilt these sides is because we're gonna reuse these forms for the walls of the house. This is a test run on the pillars for our front gate, but we're kind of wanting to get an idea of how everything's gonna fit together. So we went ahead and built the forms as if they were for the walls, because we can transport them up there and use them for the walls later. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna stack one more of these up here, like that. And then that will give us 3 complete sides of form. And then what we'll do is we'll leave this one short like this, so that way we can reach the rammer over and ram from right here. And then eventually we'll stack the next one up and either do it with a ladder or actually be inside this form, which it's not very fun, but it is what needs to happen. So that's what we're gonna do. And then we'll basically pour it in 9-inch lifts, and it will compact down to about 7 inches. So all we gotta do is throw this other form in, and we can go mix our first set of rammed earth. I'm really nervous about that aspect of it because it's been a while since I've done that. So we'll see, but here we go. All right, for our mixture, big caveat here, this is for our mixture, because if you're anywhere else or have different materials, your mixture will be different. For our mixture, it is 3 parts sand to 1 part gravel. So what we're gonna do is we are gonna fill 6 buckets with sand and dump them in here, and 2 buckets with gravel and dump it in here. And then for a 9 to 10% cement mixture, it will be 52 pounds of cement. So it'll be half a bag of Portland cement. And then to get 2% color, we will use 1 pound of the color material. And then, oh, I need to calculate the add mixture for the whole thing. And that will give us 2 lifts of 9 inches, which will compact down to 7 inches, but 2 lifts of 9 inches for the first 2 lifts of rammed earth. So I think, depending on what we want to do, maybe 2% for the first one, or 0% color for the first one, and then 2% for the second one, and we'll try it out, and we'll just see kind of what colors we get. 1 bucket.
2 buckets.
2 buckets. So we just fill these in. So it's 2 buckets.
3 buckets. Thank you, Jess.
Everyone, that's Jessica. She has an awesome podcast called 3 Shots In.
I do. You should listen.
But not with your kids.
No. Make sure they're in bed or just not there.
So eventually we'll just mix whole buckets full. I mean whole entire mixers full. But we're starting off slow and working our way up to that. 5.
Ah, ah, ah.
I like it.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Hi ho, hi ho, hi ho.
All right, that's 6 buckets.
Ah, ah, ah.
Oh yeah, it's good and wet. Just underneath the surface.
One gravel.
1 gravel.
Ah, ah, ah.
And for those of you playing at home, how many gravels do we need?
2.
So one of the things you'll notice just under the surface of the rocks, it's wet. And you'll also notice we have a sprinkler set up to water the rocks. Basically, the rocks will absorb moisture, but a lot slower than like sand will. So what you have to do is keep the rocks pretty moist or damp. That way they retain more moisture, because if you try to mix it in with really dry rocks, what'll happen is all the moisture will get sucked into the rocks and it won't allow the cement to cure properly at the right speed. So you want the rocks specifically to be nice and damp. The sand too, but it's less important. But you want the rocks really good and damp. This is our bucket of rocks.
Bucket 2. Ah, ah, ah.
And then we'll add the color, add the cement, and then we'll mix it up and take a look.
We need to add mixture.
The admixture's in with the cement, so we also need the admixture. I need to calculate that out and figure out exactly.
We haven't seen the color yet. This is the...
Oh yeah, this is the first time we've seen the color, isn't it? Yeah, that's literally what all this is just a bag of rust. Look at that.
Stuff's spilling everywhere. Waste.
Don't tell me what to do.
Don't spill it everywhere. See if you won't
I
see
know it's
that.
yes, honey, or something.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, dear. Oh, my grandpa.
Good man.
He was a good man.
Here it is, 1 pound. So 1 pound gets us a 2% color mixture, which is light. So what we'll do is we'll do half first, so it'll be gray, but we'll kind of see, we'll just do incrementally up. So the first 4 layers, we'll get an idea of what the colors are going to be. And what do we need?
1.5 fluid ounces, which is very small.
Holy moly. This does not go down that well. So what this is a hydrophobic admixture. Basically, it will make the walls hydrophobic, which will do a couple of things. One, it makes them waterproof, but more importantly, it prevents any salts in the water from leaching out over time and staining the walls. So. That is about right. It's just under 2. So I think we're going to call that good. We'll put that there. Then we need to do half a bag of Portland. It's about half the bag.
Lovely.
It's actually probably pretty good. I think there was enough moisture in the rocks and the sand. Yeah. I think that's good. Man, that's probably less than half a gallon of water. All right, send it. Yep, send it. So now that we've rammed it all, you can look in there. Now we're gonna hit it with the tamper to finish it up and make a nice clean edge.
The first lift.
I can't turn this thing as much as I thought. It just doesn't flow. So, huh? It's kind of what I'm thinking.
Because that tube will fit in between those two straps you put up there.
I think so. Why don't we try that and I'll go up on the ladder and direct it there. Go ahead and mix it for a little bit. It's only 2 lifts, but we have rammed earth.
Yay!
Yay, indeed.
Look at that. We have rammed earth, honey.
We do. Oh, there's still some in there. All right. Let's go mix another set.
You get it figured out?
Oh, that was perfect.
What was different?
It's fuller. We did a quadruple load.
Oh, and that worked better.
So the first one was a double load. This one's a quadruple load.
Good. We're probably at almost 3 feet. Not quite.
Probably halfway there.
It's 4:15.
Oh, so we've been ramming for 3 hours. Take an hour break. We'll plan as if we're not going to do any more. So what we do is, because the next set will be what's called a cold joint, this will shrink just slightly. So what we need to do is prep this layer for sitting overnight. So we'll have to pack it down really, really smooth. And then in the morning, before we pour the next joint, we need to clean out any debris or any loose stuff. So basically we'll go in here with a little broom and probably a shop vac, and we'll clean it all out and get it ready to go. So that's where we're at.
All right, this is our last load for the day.
Okay. That's all in place. Now we just gotta do the champers and dump. Check this out. It's hard to see because there's not a lot of light and I'm in it. You see that? That's what it looks like. This is just the hand tamper. Go around the edges, flattening it all out. But as you can see, it's tight. All right, I am, what is this, like 5 feet off the ground probably? And I'm standing on top of our first bit of rammed earth. The first of many. But this is the first, and it is mine. So we're going to clean up everything, clean up the telehandler, make sure we wash it out real good, and come back tomorrow, vacuum this joint out, and finish out the last 2 feet, and we're good. So that's it for today. Thanks for joining our adventure.